Hey everyone, Georgie here with Ukraine Matters. I hope you're holding on to your chairs very tight, ladies and gentlemen, because we are starting. The thing that we were waiting for so long, pretty much we can say that it has begun. Um, at least some of the events of the counteroffensive are definitely already in the air. I'm receiving news from the front line. We talked yesterday on the stream that Russians were having a little bit of troubles around Avdiivka. And this is what the analysts are also predicting, that Ukraine will start having these kind of events that will start escalating in an over increasing wave that will erode and expose weaknesses in Russian defenses. So if you are not aware what really happened, let me get you up to speed. Firstly, what was covered on the thumbnail of this video, which is that not just one, but two let's say maybe not Ukrainian, but drones of an unidentified origin have struck Moscow's Kremlin. Setting Kremlin on fire is a big deal because I'm pretty sure you're aware that in Moscow they've been bulking up air defenses just as tight as they can. And Russians really wanted to hide it. Like they didn't say anything right from the morning that Russia was attacked and so on, because they tried to find a way how to pose it in some kind of way that it would be acceptable to all the society, the world, and so on. You know, some kind of way that they can play a victim of something. And they found it at the end because once the videos of the attacks on Kremlin was released, they started saying that it was actually an assassination attempt on Putin, which is, I mean, if you've seen the videos where basically drones are flying in and just hitting the roof of Kremlin, there was nothing even close to assassination. Like there was like no targeted strike. It was just like some drones hitting the roofs. But the more important part here is just how much humiliation it is for the Russian air defense, and just showing everyone, exposing in a clearest possible sense just how shit Russia is. They are showing that even before the 9th of May, and it's a strong message for the 9th of May, drones made it and struck the heart and soul of the Russian government, which is incredible. Then there is the version that this is a false flag operation, and I just have to say, I think it's not, just because it's like too many steps ahead, because like first they waited until the video got released, so then they started denying it, that it's saying it's like an assassination attempt. It's just too many steps. Like we've seen how Russia operates, like it doesn't seem to be doing this way. I much rather think that maybe if not Ukrainian official forces, then maybe some Ukrainian volunteers got their hands on some Chinese drones and just decided to fire them at Kremlin. I believe that, rather than thinking that it's some kind of secret FSB plot to undermine the Russian government or assassinate Putin. So that's kind of my take on it. That is the nice emotional news for us to have. But there are also certain things that's happening on the front lines. Firstly, what we discussed yesterday is just north of Avdiivka, where Ukrainians are starting advancing in a directions not very favorable for the Russians, where if Ukrainians are going to continue on these avenues that they have started, then Russians might get encircled and captured. Moreover, I'm getting a lot of news on my internal channels saying that, hey, you know, the action has started. And even Russians are reporting certain things that I can share with you, is that there is already some kind of attack that is happening on the Orykhov direction of Ukraine, which is in the south. All in all, the bottom line to all of this is that we can say that the activities that are leading up to a Ukrainian counteroffensive has begun. Remember around January, we had a very hard discussion with you, and I told you that what is going to happen soon is that we're going to have a couple of very, very difficult months. And those months will be very difficult for us emotionally because Ukraine is going to be on defensive. Ukraine is not going to hit back at the Russians as hard. And I said, just watch me. I'll tell you all the news and I'll try and support you through this time as much as I can. Well, now it's completely the opposite. We are getting into the exciting stage for Ukrainian side. Ukraine is becoming aggressive. Ukraine is starting to hit back at Russia where it hurts. Ukraine is starting to expose Russian weaknesses and starting to destroy it. Just in the last couple of days, with my last video, I covered the explosion in the oil depot, which I said was oil refinery, but it was just an oil depot in Crimea. And also today, we heard that there is an explosion of an oil depot that is located right basically next to the Kerch Bridge. It is 270 kilometers from the front line. So Ukrainian drones not only reach Kremlin, but they're also reaching some kind of oil depot that goes basically into Crimea. So for all intents and purposes, it's one of the oil depots that's supposed to feed into Crimea. The point is that from now on, we're going to have more and more and more of these good news. So the same way that I told you like 4 or 5 months ago that we're going to have some hard months in advance. Right now, I'm telling you, we're going to have some good months and Russians won't. I love you all, guys. Thank you so much for watching this. Support Ukraine, support this channel. Slava Ukraini, and I'll see you next time.